Hi everyone, this is Mr. No. Today I will show you how you can interact in the live mode with Gemini using Android app. So you can come and install this Android app. Then you can click on this. So the moment I click on it, I can interact with. So I will ask to prepare an itinerary for a Switzerland trip, and I will get all the details that I normally would get from a travel agent. I am planning a trip to Switzerland for 3 days. Can you tell me an itinerary for it? So I'll be traveling from Bangalore and I'll be coming back via Mumbai.
Alright, with just 3 days, you'll want to focus on one area of Switzerland. Since you're coming from Bangalore, I recommend Zurich. There are tons of direct flights, and it's a great base for exploring. Here's a possible itinerary. Day 1, you'll arrive in Zurich and check into your hotel. Depending on what time you get in, you could head into the city center and explore the old town. There are some really cool shops and restaurants there. If you're up for it, you could even take a boat tour on the lake. The views are fantastic. Day 2, it's time to experience the mountains. Take a train out to Mount Pilatus. You can ride a cable car all the way.
Hello? I want to visit 3 cities at least.
Okay, 3 cities in Switzerland in 3 days will be a whirlwind tour, but it's definitely doable. To make the most of your time, let's focus on cities that are relatively close together. Here's one idea. First up, Zurich. You'll probably fly into there anyway, and it's a great starting point. Spend your first day exploring the old town, maybe checking out the Fraumonster Church with its stained glass windows by Marc Chagall. Next, take a train to Lucerne. It's only about an hour away, and the scenery along the way is beautiful. Spend your second day strolling along the waterfront, maybe rent a paddle boat, and get out on the lake. You could also take a short boat ride to the Lion Monument. It's a big deal there. On your last day, head to Bern. It's a bit further, about 2.5 hours by train, but it's worth it. Bern's Old Town is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's really unique. You could spend the whole day wandering the covered shopping arcades and checking out the Einstein Museum. Of course, this is just one idea, and there are tons of other amazing places in Switzerland. Let me know if you'd like a different itinerary.
So I would like to know more about the Swiss Day Pass, which I can use to travel in various commutation in Switzerland. Should I take it for a 3-day trip, and what will be the cost of it?
The Swiss Travel Pass is a great option if you plan on using trains, buses, and boats to get around. It gives you unlimited travel on most of the country's public transportation, plus discounts on mountain railways and some museums. The cost depends on whether you want first or second class.
The second class.
And how many days. Alright, the Swiss Travel Pass for 3 days in second class will cost you 244 Swiss francs. That's roughly 18,000 Indian rupees.
Okay, so what about restaurant? How much would I spend average meal in Switzerland for food?
Switzerland can be a bit pricey when it comes to food. You can get by with budget-friendly options, but if you want a nice experience, be prepared to splurge a bit. For a simple lunch, think sandwiches or pasta dishes, you're probably looking at around 20 to 30 Swiss francs. Dinner's a different story. Especially if you want a full meal with drinks, you could easily pay 50 or more per person. To save money, look for lunch specials or menus that include a drink. And remember, a lot of Swiss people pack their own lunch, so you could do the same and save some serious cash.
So what about souvenirs that I can buy from there? So what would you advise to bring it back to India?
Switzerland has some really cool souvenirs. You could get classic stuff like a Swiss Army knife, they're world famous. Or maybe some Lindt chocolates.
But
It's a super popular brand
hold on.
from Switzerland.
But Swiss
If
Army
you want
knife,
something more unique,
can I
look
carry
for a wooden
Swiss?
toy from the
Can I carry Swiss Army knife on flight?
region. It depends on the airline. Some airlines let you carry small pocket knives on board, while others have stricter rules. The best thing to do is check with your airline before you pack your bags. You don't want to get stuck at the airport.
No. Something else. Can you suggest as souvenir apart from Swiss knife?
Sure, you could get some classic Swiss watches. They're world-renowned for their quality. Even if you don't want to splurge on a really expensive one, there are more affordable options. You could also check out cuckoo clocks. They're kind of a classic Swiss souvenir. If you're looking for something smaller, maybe some Swiss-made jewelry, or a box of fancy Swiss chocolates.
So once again, so for the train trip, which route would you recommend? Which is the most scenic route?
Honestly, most of the train routes in Switzerland are incredibly scenic. But if you're looking for that wow factor, the Glacier Express is hard to beat. It winds its way through the Swiss Alps, passing by glaciers, waterfalls,
So the
and cute mountain villages.
Glacier Express is really expensive. So what is the alternative that goes through the same route for a lower price?
While the Glacier Express is iconic, there are other scenic train routes in Switzerland that are definitely more affordable. You could take a combination of regular trains that follow a similar path, or you could look into panoramic trains
So
like Benina Express.
for Glacier Express, what is the regular stations that I should take?
To experience the full Glacier Express journey, you typically start in St. Moritz and end in Zermatt. But if you want to do parts of the route, there are a few options. You could start in Andermatt. It's a great jumping off point, and the scenery from there is amazing.
So
Or,
the
if you're
Glacier
looking for something
Express route, right? How long it is? Like how much time it will take for the entire trip and come back?
The Glacier Express journey itself takes about 7.5 hours from St. Elas, Moritz to Zermatt. But if you want to enjoy the scenery and maybe stop for lunch along the way, you should plan for closer to 9 or 10 hours. To come back, you'd have to take a different route, since there's no Glacier Express going back the other way. That journey would also take several hours, depending on which route you choose.
Okay, so what is the value of Swiss francs there compared to India?
Right. The Swiss franc is quite a bit stronger than the Indian rupee. You'll get about 96 or 97 rupees for every Swiss franc. So things are going to be a bit pricier in Switzerland compared to India.
So can I use zero markup free Forex card? And what is the advantage of using zero markup free Forex card?
Absolutely, you can use a zero markup Forex card in Switzerland. It'll give you the best exchange rate when you make purchases or withdraw cash, saving you a bunch of money compared to using your regular debit card.
Okay, so if I withdraw money from ATMs there, say for example 100 Swiss francs, how much extra should I pay there for withdrawal accessible fee and all those things?
That depends on a few things. First, check with your bank to see if they charge a foreign transaction fee. That's extra money on top of the exchange rate. Also, the ATM itself might charge a fee. Usually, it's cheaper to find an ATM run by a bank rather than a random one on the street. Those tend to have higher fees.
Okay, so approximately how much would it cost for 100 Swiss francs? This cost additional?
It's hard to say exactly without knowing your bank's fees, but on average you could be looking at anywhere from 50 to 150 rupees in extra charges for that 100 Swiss franc withdrawal.
Okay, that is a cool information. So if I want to send
recap,
if I want to send a postcard to India in Zurich, which is the nearest post office near airport in Zurich.
There's actually a post office right in Zurich Airport, so you don't have to go far. You can find it in the airport center, which is near Foodland. They're open 365 days a year, so you shouldn't have any trouble finding it.
Okay, that's great.
Alright, is there anything else I can help you with?
No, thank you. You had an incredibly good job.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.